Imagine you're lying next to her, the room dark, her breathing steady, but your mind wide awake because something she said earlier doesn't sit right. She said she was with her friends, but the timing was off, her story too clean, and your gut, your oldest, rawest sense, won't let it go. You replay her words over and over, trying to find cracks, patterns, the thing that will make it all make sense, but nothing settles. You've been told to be patient. You've been told to trust. You've been told she'd never do it. But the truth is, most men never see it coming until it's already too late. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that everything you believed about your relationship was a lie. That your loyalty, your love, your time, it was all being exploited right under your nose. This isn't paranoia. It's reality for more men than you think. And if you're listening to this now, you're one of the few who might still have time to open your eyes before the betrayal blindsides you. If you've ever questioned your worth, if you've ever asked yourself, why do I feel like the bad guy when I did nothing wrong? If you've ever noticed something off but got guilt-tripped into staying quiet, then this is for you. Comment, I'm ready. If you're ready to never be fooled again. You're about to hear truths that will shake you. But it's better to be shaken by truth than destroyed by lies. Today, we're diving deep into the dark waters of betrayal, exposing the 7 psychological tricks women use to hide cheating. Number 1. She attacks you for asking questions. Have you ever noticed that the moment you start connecting the dots, her entire mood changes? She doesn't get nervous, she gets angry. And that anger isn't spontaneous, it's strategic. You bring up a name you saw on her phone, and suddenly she's the victim, you're the jealous one, and the conversation becomes about your insecurity instead of her secrecy. Imagine asking why she's hiding her notifications, and she accuses you of emotional abuse. Not because you're controlling, but because she's hiding something she doesn't want exposed. That rage isn't passion, it's protection, a cloak to wrap her lies in, while she gaslights you until you start apologizing for even asking. This isn't a one-time thing, it's a pattern. Every question becomes an argument. Every concern becomes an accusation. And before long, you start second-guessing your gut. You start swallowing what you know is off because you're tired of being made to feel like the bad guy. And she knows it. That's the key. She knows exactly what she's doing. She understands that shame is a powerful leash. When she flips the script, when she makes you feel like the monster for daring to question her loyalty, she's not just winning the argument, she's training you to stay quiet next time. She's programming you to accept less, to doubt your reality, to believe that good men don't ask, good men just trust. And where does that leave you? Slowly eroding from the inside out. Your instincts muted, your confidence drained, your sense of truth buried under her outrage. This is not love. This is psychological warfare dressed up as emotional depth. And if you've been there, if you've walked out of those conversations feeling more confused than when you went in, it's time to understand what's really happening. She's not defending herself, she's hiding. And the moment you start believing that your curiosity is cruelty, you've already given her the perfect cover. So what do? Start by writing down what you feel the moment you feel it. Don't let the fog win. Track patterns, don't excuse them. If something doesn't add up, log it, not just in your head, but on paper. Take back your clarity. Strengthen your body so your mind follows. Lift weights not just to look better, but to remind yourself of your worth every time the bar moves. When you're grounded physically, your emotional instincts grow sharper. Build friendships with men who tell you the truth, not what makes you feel better. Surround yourself with people who remind you to question, to analyze, to see clearly. And most of all, reclaim your voice. Speak when it's hard. Speak when you're scared. Because when a woman punishes you for asking honest questions, she's already told you everything you need to know. And when you finally realize that you don't have to explain your instincts, when you understand that peace isn't found in convincing someone not to hurt you, it's found in knowing how to protect yourself when they try. That's when you'll wish someone handed you the map years ago. That's why the Stoic relationship blueprint exists. It's not just an ebook, it's your personal guide out of the confusion and back into control. Every principle inside was built for moments like these, the nights you doubt yourself, the days you feel crazy for asking honest questions, the mornings you wake up wondering if you're the problem. You'll never have to guess again. You'll always have the truth at your fingertips, because this knowledge doesn't expire and no one can take it from you. Once it's yours forever. And it's linked in the comments. Number 2, she becomes suddenly perfect. One day she's distant, distracted, cold, and the next she's folding your clothes, booking a weekend getaway, praising you for things she used to mock. This isn't a change of heart, it's a cover-up. Imagine she's smiling more, cooking meals she never cooked, laughing at your jokes like it's the first year of your relationship again. You think, maybe we're finally okay. But underneath that sweetness is a debt she's trying to repay. The guilt of knowing she's stepped outside the boundaries of loyalty. Have you ever wondered why the sudden kindness feels a little too perfect? That's because it is. It's not a renewal of connection. It's her trying to overwrite your suspicion with dopamine. She wants you relaxed. She wants you grateful. Because a man in gratitude doesn't question. A man who feels like he's finally being seen won't dig deeper. This isn't affection. It's anesthesia. And it's working. You start letting things slide. You ignore that late night call because she just made your favorite meal. You overlook the 45 minutes she didn't respond because she left a cute note on the mirror. And every time you start to question again, she tops it with another gesture. This is not accidental. She knows the rhythms of your hope. She knows how to use your loyalty against you. And that's what makes this trick so dangerous. It feels good. And it's in that feeling that your guard drops. But here's what you do. Stop letting temporary highs erase long-term patterns. Journal her actions, not just her words. Write down what shifted and when. Match timelines. Look at when the affection surged and what it followed. Was it after a fight? After she came home late? After you confronted her on something real? The answers are in the patterns, not the presents. And beyond that, build structure in your life that isn't tied to her. Your hobbies, your routines, your health, your goals. Make them so real, so grounded, that no one can distract you from them, no matter how good it feels. Go to the gym, not to impress her, but to remind yourself daily that your body is yours. Write out your week every Sunday. Schedule your growth. When you have structure, you become harder to fool. Emotional rewards lose their hold when your identity isn't tied to someone else's affection. When she becomes perfect, that's when you watch closest. Because real love grows slow. It doesn't arrive like fireworks. It builds like bricks, step by step. If she skipped the foundation, ask why. If she's building fast, ask what she's hiding. And when you sense it's not real, believe yourself. Number 3, she uses her friends as alibis. Have you ever noticed how the names in her stories never change, but the details always do? She says she was out with the same 2 or 3 friends, but the times don't line up, the places don't match, and you always find yourself catching little contradictions. Imagine hearing her mention a night out with Jessica, only to later hear from Jessica's own social media that she wasn't even in town. It's not coincidence, it's coordination. She's built a safety net, a social cover, where loyalty isn't to truth, but to secrecy. The people she surrounds herself with don't just enable, they protect the lie, cover the absence, defend the shift in energy, and call you controlling for noticing the gaps. You're painted as possessive for asking questions that deserve answers, Not because you're insecure, but because you're the only one still playing fair. And the worst part, you start doubting yourself. You start wondering if you're paranoid, if maybe you really are being too suspicious. But you're not. You're seeing what you weren't supposed to notice. She's built a world where you're always wrong, and they always vouch for her. That group text you'll never see, that's where timelines get rehearsed. That Instagram post she made after she got home, that's to create a timestamp alibi. They've learned to cover for each other like it's second nature. And when you bring up inconsistencies, the conversation doesn't go toward clarity. It spirals into accusations about your trust issues. You're not just being lied to, you're being coached out of your own reality. This is why you must document, observe, and detach emotionally from their reactions. Watch behavior, not stories. Notice how she lights up when certain names come up, how her phone becomes a fortress when she's around you, how her friend circle rotates when someone starts asking real questions. And then ask yourself, who benefits from your silence? Because every time you let it go, you teach her you'll accept less. So here's where you start. Write things down, not to confront, but to confirm. Build your intuition like a map. Strengthen your circle with men who tell you when you're slipping. Get into your routine. Train, read, rebuild. Create a daily rhythm that centers your mind so you stop needing reassurance from someone who thrives in your confusion. Learn to love the stillness that comes from certainty, because in that stillness you'll find clarity, you'll find peace, and most of all, you'll find yourself again. Number 4. She weaponizes feminine independence. Have you ever been told you were holding her back when all you did was ask for partnership? She talks about growth, independence, freedom, but uses those words not to build something with you, but to drift quietly away. Imagine standing by her side, encouraging her dreams, only to become the villain when you ask for time, attention, or consistency. She reframes your commitment as limitation, your presence as pressure, and your standards as suppression. It's a subtle reversal. You become the hurdle to her happiness while she creates space to roam unchecked. When a woman wants out but fears the honesty, she starts redefining healthy boundaries as constraints. The very effort you put into being a stable partner is twisted into a cage she claims she has to break free from. Your emotional support becomes a burden she says she never asked for. And just like that, you're watching someone rewrite the story with herself as the phoenix and you as the ashes she had to rise from. That kind of manipulation doesn't shout, it whispers. It paints you in half-truths and colors her disinterest as self-discovery. And the world claps, because we've been taught to celebrate any journey where a woman leaves without needing to explain why. But here's what no one tells you. Your loyalty isn't meant to be a doormat. You weren't put here to finance, affirm, and emotionally stabilize someone on their way out. If she can't grow while loving you, then she was never interested in real growth, only distance disguised as elevation. So what do? You stop chasing her potential and start investing in your own. Rebuild your goals without needing her involvement. Learn to enjoy your own wins. Spend time alone, not because you've been abandoned, but because you're choosing yourself. Create a world where your peace is louder than her absence. Develop habits that can't be guilted out of you. Your workouts, your business, your studies, your spiritual time. And most importantly, don't let her redefine the terms of the relationship once you've made sacrifices. If she wants space, let her have it, but keep your standards. Don't lower your requirements just to keep her comfortable, because when she leaves under the banner of independence, what she's really saying is, I want to live without responsibility to you, but I still want the benefits. Cut the cord. Love her from a distance if you must, but never let her freedom cost you your foundation. Number 5. She keeps you emotionally off balance. Have you ever woken up beside someone and felt completely alone? Not because of a fight, not because of distance, but because something in her energy has pulled away, and you're left decoding her mood, guessing her tone, adjusting your movements like a man walking barefoot through broken glass, hoping this time you won't get cut. One day she's warm, affectionate, texting you back fast, making you feel like you matter. The next day, she's distant, short, irritated. You check your phone more than you should, wondering what changed, and all you get is a shrug or, "I'm just tired." Imagine chasing affection that used to flow without effort, now doled out like you have to earn it. You're not a partner, you're a petitioner. This isn't mood swings, it's manipulation. The push and pull aren't random, they're engineered. She's building a cycle, one where you start measuring your worth based on how she feels about you that day. When she's kind, you feel relief, not love. When she's cold, you panic, not reflect. You become reactive, never proactive. And slowly you stop asking for consistency. You start walking on emotional eggshells, managing her energy, forgetting you have any of your own. This is the slow erosion of your identity. You begin to think, if you just do more, stay calm, don't ask questions, smile more, maybe the version of her you miss will come back. But she won't, because the inconsistency is the point. It keeps you off balance, and an off-balance man doesn't leave. So what do? You start by building rhythm. Wake up at the same time every day, no matter how drained you feel. Train your body, not for vanity, but for discipline. Journal your emotions, document what changes and why. Create patterns so that her unpredictability doesn't infect your life. Surround yourself with people who don't question your sanity when you express your pain. And when she pulls away, let her. Let the space show you who she really is. Stop chasing emotional crumbs and start feeding your soul what it needs. Clarity, routine, peace. Make time for yourself every day that no one else can interrupt. Your healing begins the moment you realize her affection is not a reward for being a good man. And your freedom begins the moment you stop needing her to approve who you already are. Number 6. She over-explains the innocent. Have you ever listened to someone give you so many details that you started forgetting what you even asked in the first place? She says she was just having dinner with friends, and suddenly you're hearing about who ordered what, who sat where, how long they waited for their food, the playlist in the background, and you find yourself lost in the script. Not because it's important, but because she's trying to bury the part that is. This is not openness, it's overload, and it's not an accident. Imagine asking her, "Where were you last night?" And instead of a direct answer, you get a one-woman show. This isn't connection, it's confusion dressed in excessive honesty. And here's the thing, when someone is telling the truth, they answer. When they're hiding something, they perform. Too many details are not a sign of vulnerability. They're a strategy of avoidance. You get distracted by the volume of words and forget to listen to their weight. And if you interrupt, you're accused of not listening. If you question it, you're labeled insecure. But deep down, you know. You can feel the pressure in the way she talks. You see how hard she's trying to sell the moment. So what do? You listen, but you listen with intention. You train yourself to ask direct questions and require direct answers. No more accepting paragraphs when the truth fits in one sentence. And more importantly, learn to sit in silence after asking. Don't fill the gap, let her fill it, and watch what comes out. In your life, start practicing radical clarity with yourself. Write what happened, not what you hope happened. Record facts, not feelings. When people lie to you, it's easy to believe them if you lie to yourself first. So become your own anchor. Build the habit of reviewing your day, not emotionally, but truthfully. Create routines where your peace isn't shaken by someone else's word count. If something feels off, Assume it is until proven otherwise. Trust is earned in clarity, not in chaos. The more you train your ears to seek truth, the less you'll be fooled by the noise. Number 7. She frames you as the problem. Have you ever been blamed for things you didn't do? Not because you made a mistake, but because someone needed a way to justify their own. She tells you that you're cold, that you don't communicate, that you're distant, but you know you've been showing up, you've been patient, listening, forgiving, trying, and somehow you still end up being the one who needs to change, the one who needs to fix things. Imagine doing everything right, being consistent, being loyal, and still being told that you're the reason the relationship feels off. This isn't accountability, it's projection. And it's one of the most dangerous games people play. Because the moment you accept responsibility for someone else's betrayal, you lose your sense of self. You start bending to avoid conflict, walking lighter, speaking less, trying harder, all while she pulls further away. She becomes the victim in a story where you were the one hurt. She rewrites history, paints herself as neglected, misunderstood, unappreciated, so she can sleep at night while blaming you for the damage she caused. And the world believes her because you stayed quiet, because you didn't fight back, because you were too stunned, too disappointed, too shattered to speak. Have you ever felt that weight? That crushing realization that you're apologizing to the same person who shattered your peace, making amends for wounds you didn't cause, offering softness to someone who weaponized your kindness. That's not reconciliation, it's manipulation. And what's worse is that over time you start to believe it. You start to internalize her words as truth. You lose your voice, your fire, your sense of justice. You shrink. But let this be your turning point. The moment you realize that just because someone is louder doesn't mean they're right. That just because someone cries doesn't mean they're innocent. That your effort, your loyalty, your love, none of it deserved betrayal. So what do? You start by writing down your reality. Not what she said, but what you know. Not how she framed it, but what actually happened. You build your truth brick by brick, so that when someone tries to rewrite your story, you have the receipts. You surround yourself with people who don't need you to justify your pain, who believe your experience without needing to see bruises. You reclaim your name, your voice, your dignity. You learn to say no. You learn to stop explaining. You stop negotiating with guilt. You stop letting other people's shame settle in your chest like it belongs to you. And in your daily life, you show up for yourself first. You train, you build, you rise. Not to prove her wrong, but to remind yourself that you were never broken. You just believed the wrong person too long. And once you see the pattern, once you see how easily a lie becomes a label, you'll never play that game again. You'll protect your peace, guard your truth, and stop letting people confuse your forgiveness with permission. Because a man who owns his reality cannot be manipulated. A man who knows himself cannot be rewritten. And the moment you stop carrying the weight of her guilt, you begin to heal. That's when you get your power back. That's when you reclaim your direction. That's when the story finally belongs to you again. And if you're standing in the middle of it right now, if this feels like your life on paper, know this. You are not crazy, you are not weak, and you are not alone. You are a man waking up. And that is the most powerful kind of man there is. This world isn't built to warn men, it's built to numb them. You're told to be patient while you're played, loyal while you're lied to, silent while you're broken. But not anymore. If you felt even one truth in your bones from this video, then you already know you need the Stoic relationship blueprint. It's not a feel-good manual, it's a survival kit. It's everything you were never taught about power, detachment, clarity, and strength. No more guessing. No more begging. No more watching your life fall apart while smiling through it. The ebook is linked in the comments. Grab it now. Don't wait until she breaks you to start rebuilding. It's yours forever once you have it. Comment the Stoic blueprint below if you're ready to reclaim your life. Like the video, subscribe, and help wake up the next man before he wastes the next 5 years wondering what happened to him. We don't save the world by staying quiet. We save it by sharing the truth.